Good morning, Year 2. So, back to our facts of the day, and this one is 8 times 2 is 16, or 8 sets of 2, like the top picture, make 16, or 2 sets of 8 make 16, which is the same as 8 add 8, or double 8. Remember, all the 2 times tables are the same as doubles. So if we wanted to do the inverse fact, and yes, I think I accidentally said subtraction. Of course, it's division, but it's a bit like subtraction. It's like repeated subtraction. So 16 divided by 2. And I'm just going to show you what that can mean, because it can mean two different things. It's whichever is easiest to work out. So it could mean 16, let's draw a line down here, divided in 2. And so then we've got 8. Or it could mean 16 divided into 2's, which is what we've got in this picture, and we've also got 8 of them. So the way to work out division is really whichever is easiest. So 16 divided into 8. It could either be the picture down the bottom, 2 8s, or it could be the picture up here, because it's divided into 8 bits and there's 2 in each bit. And for a mega fact, let's do double 80. So 2 sets of 80 would make 160, or 80 sets of 2 would also be 160, or let's swap it around the 0, put the 0 there, 20 times 8, or 8 times 20 would all be 160. Now some of you have got quite good at doing a really mega one, like 2 800s. And remember, even if you don't know how to say the answer, if you use the rule, there's 2 zeros there, so put 2 zeros there, and that's 1,600. And some people were wondering what it would be if they both had a 0, and it's actually the same. If you had 20 times 80, it would also be 1,600, because if you look, you've got 2 zeros there and 2 zeros there. Let's go back to our 160, and if we chopped it in half, we'd have an 80 and an 80. If we chopped it into 8 bits, we'd have 8 20s. How else can we chop it? Which one have I missed out? We could chop it into 80s, and there would be 2 of them. Or we could chop it into 20s, and there would be 8 of them. Now the way to check the division facts is if you do them backwards, they make the multiplication fact. So if I change the colour of my pen, I'm just going to see if I can show you that. So up here we've got 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Let's make it backwards. 8 times 2 equals 16. 2 times 8 equals 16. So just like with subtraction, you can check it by doing the inverse. If the inverse makes sense, then it's correct. So 80 times 2 equals 160. So make sure you've written those neatly in your book. So I'm just going to explain a bit more about counting in multiples using your fingers and why it's really important, because we keep practicing it on Zoom. I think some people are a bit confused why we keep doing it. So starting off with 2's, I want you to use each of your fingers to stand for a multiple of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then if you need to work out a 2 times table, let's say 3 times 2, so 3 sets of 2, 2, 4, 6. 3 2's are 6. You count them in the multiples. If you needed to find out 6 times 2, 6 2's, so we know that's 6 fingers, so you need to count those in 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6 2's are 12. Same if counting multiples of 5. So this time, every finger is going to be 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So if I needed to know 5 fives, we know that's 5 fingers, we count the 5 fingers in fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 fives are 25. Let's try it with a bigger one. Let's try it with 8 fives. So we know that's 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that's 8 fingers. Let's count 8 fingers in fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 8 fives are 40. And you can also do it with 10. So I think now most of you probably don't need to do that. So if these are 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What would 2 10s be? 10, 20. What would 4 10s be? 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's why it's really helpful to use your fingers to count in multiples. So our TLP for today is, can I describe a group of coins using a multiplication number sentence? Now, back when we were learning about money, when you did your snack bar, you were already counting coins using multiples. Now, the difference when you're counting coins is there's nothing to actually count. So you just have to remember that a 2 is a 2. It's not like a Numicon 2 where you can count the 2 holes. It says it's 2, and so you just have to count it as a 2. So we've got this group here would be 2, 4, 6. And if we were describing it using multiplication, you think about how many coins have we got? We've got 3 coins. And what are they? They're 2p's. So 3 times 2p's equals 6. So if we're counting coins in multiples, you have to look at what the number is for the coin. So these are 2's. So we've got 1 times 2 is 2, times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. Let's see if we can fit one more in down there. So there we've got 6 coins, and they are 2p's. And 6 2p's equals, and remember you have to count them in 2's. Now if you can't count in 2's, you can still, this helps some people, is actually draw 2 dots on there because we know they're all 2's. So you could still count them in 1's, or what we're trying to get good at practicing is counting them in 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 6 2p's is 12p. Let's try it with the 5's. 5, 10, 15, 20. So how would we describe that row of coins using multiplication? First of all, you need how many coins are there? There are 4 coins. Then you need what type of coin are there? They're 5p's. I think these are the old-fashioned 5p's. It was hard to get pictures of the new ones. Now to work it out, remember you've got to count them just like I was showing you on your fingers. You've got to count them in 5's. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 4 times 5 equals 20. And the easiest ones I think would probably be the 10's. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if you were describing that row using multiplication, the first number you'd need is how many coins have we got? Well, we just got 5 coins. And then what coins are there? There are 10s. That's a good one about the old-fashioned money. It actually has the number on it, so it is a bit easier. So 5 times 10p's, and hopefully you don't have to count them anymore. Because if you remember the just add a 0 rule, you should know already that it's 50. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave some screens up. You need to pause the screens with some sets of coins. And I want you to write down the multiplication number sentence to describe them. And there might be some tricky ones, some challenging ones at the end. So these are your 2 times ones. So remember, you've got to think about how many coins times what type of coin, and then what the answer is for each one. So how many of the coins are there? What type of coin are they? And then what's the answer? So there's 3 2p's multiplication. And then we've got 3 5p's. So how many coins are there times what type of coin is it? And then the total. And the easiest ones are last. How many coins? What type of coin? And then the total. So you need 3 number sentences for each of those pictures. Remember to pause so you can look at them and write them down. And then there are 2 challenges. So that's the first challenge. How many coins? What type of coin is it? And then what's the total? Same with this one. How many coins? What type of coin is it? And then what will the total be? And maybe later you'll be able to tell me what totals you made. Remember, with this one, the trick is to pretend they're 5p's and then put a 0 on at the end. And this one, pretend they're 2p's and then put the 0 on at the end. So good luck with those.